Early hands, early going for you to watch. A two-day event, 60 players started day two. We're down to the last 9 in our final table, and straight away significant hand because Covey short-stacked.
Yeah, of course, obviously Covey came into the final table very short-stacked and finds himself in tough shape here. It's a battle of the blinds. You know, you got king high in the battle of the blinds there. You expect all the money to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the short stack, he'd probably be reasonably pleased to get it in versus a small blind, but actually not a good matchup for him.
Yeah, this will often be a chop pot, but not in this case.
Hey, he's found a 3, and this could turn things around for Covey. He'll still be short stacked if it holds up. Does hold up and doubles up, well, slightly more than doubles up. 1.1 million he has now. Still a short stack, but life to a die man, that is.
Yeah, of course, you just want to survive, maybe climb the pay ladder a couple of more spots, and significant money as you climb this pay ladder.
Yeah, this is a pay ladder and a half. It's not like a normal tournament. Every spot is a huge jump, as you'd expect with the big $5,000 buy and a huge prize pool. Battle of the Ace Queens in our next hand. Shoes are dirty raises.
Now, Liberace was the chip leader coming into the final table, has a massive chip stack.
Well, he's going to check this. Let's see, shoes are dirty continuation bets. He does. And Liberace decides to call. Obviously, he can hit the jack. He may also be trying to take it away on later streets. Checks again. Shoes are dirty checks. You might see Liberace bet any river here to try and make shoes are dirty fold a pocket pair or something. Actually, he's got some showdown value. They both have. And they'll chop it up.
Yeah, and he might have actually bet that and taken it away if a queen doesn't hit. Obviously, hits the queen, figures he doesn't have to bluff at it. Kind of an odd play, though, in the sense of I'm going to float out of position. Works for Liberace, though.
Here's our leaderboard. Liberace, as you mentioned, the big chip stack. Markush from Belarus in second. Sea King in third. And all the way down to Covey, our short stack, with just over 1 million. That would get whittled away over the next few hands. And not too many changes at the top, but Covey once again in problems. He's not going to be able to wait too long, is he?
No, not at all. And obviously we can look ahead there. He's got a big hand. Probably going to be pushing it there with King Queen.
Yeah, Markush might raise first. He does. Covey can make a re-raise. It's going to be an automatic call for Markush, you'd have thought.
Yeah, it really is. Obviously, the pot is just over 1.3 million. It's only about 400,000 to call, so you're getting, definitely getting the right odds to make this call with any ace.
As we can see, Covey an underdog to survive. 60-40 shots not in his favour. He does need to catch something here, otherwise he will be our 9th place finisher. No help. Gut shot for Markush, which he doesn't actually need. He just needs Covey not to catch a king or a queen, and he's out of here. Oh! Nice present for him on the river. Hits his king, and 1.7 million is his chip stack now. So this could be a great comeback. Hey,
he's battling and fighting. That's the one thing about No Limit Hold'em. You can go from the outhouse to the penthouse in just a few hands.
I've never been in a penthouse, David. I tried to once. They refused my entry. King Queen raises for AJK Hoosier, and 3-bet from Bowl Poker. Wonder how Hoosier will play this one. He 4-bets in Bowl Poker, does move all in.
It's a really interesting hand, obviously. AJK bets on the button there. A lot of hands. You can put a guy in a wide range of hands there. It looks like a button steal, of course. And Bowl Poker comes back over the top. AJK probably thinks that Bowl Poker is making a move that he's thinking, kind of taking poker to 4 or 5 levels beyond. But obviously both these players had real hands, but Bowl Poker with the aces.
Yeah, King Queen on the button, I guess, is a real hand, isn't it? It's late in a tournament. Bowl Poker's aces stand up. He's up to about 2.5 million in chips. That knocks Hoosier down to about the same. So not good news for Hoosier, a player with great pedigree in the top few spots in all of the online ranking sites for tournaments. So he has the pedigree at this table, but he doesn't have the chips at the moment. Battle of the Blinds between Sumpus and Shoes Are Dirty. Shoes Are Sumpus. That's an amalgamation of our 2 blind players. Raises, Shoes Are Dirty does, and back over the top from Sumpus. That's aggressive.
Yeah, real aggressive play. And that was one thing that I did notice. Fortunately enough, I was doing the radio show, and I noticed that Sumpus was very, very aggressive in the early goings of this final table. And we see here, I was wondering what kind of hands he had. Didn't have much. But
not much.
But you don't need much if you're going to be aggressive.
Absolutely. Push Shoes Are Dirty off the hand and adds to his chips back. Over 5 million for Sumpus. will take you on to hand 24, and Marcus raising on the button.
And this is one of the reasons why you don't respect that button raise. Your range of hands on that button can be huge. Of course, KLS could be re-raising here and take it down. He opts just to call, though.
Well, he gets a nice flop with his suited connector. Has the flush draw, and Marcus is going to try and push him off it. KLS just flat calls. Potentially could have moved back over the top, decides not to. As you can see, this hand is actually a coin flip. Marcus with the queen high and the gut shot versus the flush draw of KLS, and now has a straight draw to go with that flush draw. He bets. I can't see what Marcus can do here apart from that.
Yeah, it's a strong stop and go play there from KLS. And, you know, it's a very dangerous play, of course, because if Marcus has the ace there, not sure if you get him off it, but it's a very, very strong play. A little stop and go works for KLS.
Yeah, interesting. He decided to take that route rather than just coming back over the top on the flop. But he does take this one down. We'll move you on to hand 25. And pocket fours for Sumpus. Flat called by Marcus with the king jack suited. Again, opting not to re-raise. Seeing players call raises in the early going.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting play, but obviously in position he feels like there's some value there. Out of position, that's a tough hand to play.
Check, check on the flop. Sumpus still has the best hand. Not anymore. Marcus catches the king. He could check it through, I guess. He decides to bet. And he'll take this one down. Sumpus not putting up a fight with the 2 fours.
And I like the bet, actually. You bet there. If your opponent calls you down one time, you can probably check it down on the river.
Guess the other option would be to check it and try and extract a bluff on the river, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Marcus with the ace-king. Makes a pretty standard raise. Another ace-king and a big blind for Liberace. Will he re-raise? He does. Now, what does Marcus want to do? Could just push here. Oh, no, he's got too many chips, I think. So it's flat called, and we're going to have 2.2 million in this pot. Let's see if either of them can bet each other off the same hand. Both have a heart in their hand. 2 hearts on board.
And it's a nice strong net play from Liberace, of course. You know, he takes the betting lead by re-raising. Puts the C bet out there, of course, the continuation bet, and it works. Marcus really can't do much with just ace-king.
Again, interesting. Marcus decided not to push back before the flop. Potentially could have done. Figured that Liberace might 3-bet with lesser hands than ace-king. Hand 31 for you now, and under the gun raise from Covey. Called from Marcus, and Marcus will be the underdog. It's not a desperate situation though, is it? 60-40 like it's often is pre-flop, and there's the king on the flop.
And of course, as long as you have live cards.
Well, Covey's committed here, isn't he?
Yeah, that bet definitely does commit him.
Yeah, I think he had a million chips behind on the flop. I think he's got to put them in whatever, I think.